Hello, I'm Amy the Bunny Lady, and this is my partner Elusive, Ellie for short. High five. Good job. And today, I'm going to give you my best tips for anyone who is just getting started on their rabbit care journey. If you are new to our channel, welcome. We give tips and tricks for how to make sure you have a happy and healthy bunny in your home. So if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscription button and the notification bell next to it so you never miss any of our weekly videos. And of course, don't forget to check out my merch. I have a lot of rabbit t-shirts, some funny designs, some cute ones. So I have a crazy bunny lady, crazy bunny guy, crazy bunny friend. So check those out if you want any kind of bunny stuff like bags, sweatshirts, tanks, mugs, that kind of thing. My first tip for you is to stop picking your rabbit up all the time. I know you just got like a cute pet rabbit and they're so cuddly and you just want to hold them and cuddle with them all the time. But the problem is most rabbits absolutely hate being picked up. And this is what is going to lead to your rabbit not trusting you and being afraid of you. They'll start running away from you all the time because they don't want you to pick them up. See, rabbits are prey animals and they like being able to be on their feet all the time because that means if something dangerous happens, they can very easily run away. When you're holding them, your rabbit can't do that. They feel completely trapped when you're holding them, like there's no way for them to get away if something were to happen. So it is a very scary situation for rabbits. Now every once in a while you'll have a rabbit who's real chill about being held, and in that case that's okay. You can hold them. But most rabbits, I'd say 90% of rabbits that I have come into contact with absolutely hate it. So if you are new to rabbits, this is something that I really recommend. Try not to pick them up all the time. This doesn't mean you can never pick them up, but you don't want it to be the main way that you interact with your rabbit because they will just stop trusting you after a little while. So just start from the beginning. Try not to hold your rabbit all the time. Next, I want to talk about your rabbit's diet. It is probably one of the most important parts of rabbit care because digestive issues are so common in rabbits. If they have a problem with their digestion, it can very easily lead to some serious health problems that you'll need to get immediate medical help for. So trying to make sure that you maintain a healthy and balanced diet for your rabbit is actually really important. The most important part of a rabbit diet is their hay. You want to make sure that they have an unlimited supply of hay. And unlimited supply, I just mean just make sure they don't run out. But you want them to continue eating hay because that's something that keeps their digestion moving and keeps their digestion healthy. If you have an adult rabbit or a rabbit who is older than about 7 or 8 months, then you want to be putting them on Timothy hay. If you have a young rabbit who is about 6 months or younger, the advice that I'm going to give you in this video is not going to be exactly correct. So I recommend checking out my video going over a young rabbit diet because it's going to be slightly different than an adult diet. So if you have an adult rabbit, then you want to give them Timothy hay. You also want to give them fresh leafy greens every day. You want to give them a cup or two of fresh leafy greens. So these will be things like cilantro, parsley, like herbs, leafy lettuces. You do want to avoid iceberg lettuce, but leafy lettuces are totally fine. Things like greens like arugula are perfectly fine. So you want to give them 1 to 2 cups of greens every day. And then when it comes to pellets, you only want to give them a small amount of pellets every day. You don't want to give them a whole bowl full because that's something that is sure to lead to weight gain and obesity in rabbits. So you want to give them just about a 1/4 cup a day. It does obviously depend on how big your rabbit is. Smaller rabbits will have less pellets than larger rabbits. So check out my Diet 101 video for a lot more specific information on how much to feed your rabbit. But in general, you want to think of giving your rabbit just a small amount, about a 1/4 cup of pellets every day, and that will maintain them. Don't worry if they run out of pellets, that's what the hay is there for. Most of the time, rabbits will love their pellets. They'll eat their pellets right away, and then once they're finished, they can go continue to munch on hay throughout the rest of the day. You can give them a small amount of treats, but make sure to keep it to a small amount. And this includes carrots. Carrots should not be a main food for rabbits. But if you're looking for treats like at a pet store or something, I recommend like hay-based treats. So avoiding any like sugary treats like the yogurt treats that you'll see, and instead going for the healthier hay-based ones. I always recommend Oxbow's Simple Rewards treats, because those ones tend to be a little bit healthier, and rabbits tend to like them a lot. So if you're looking for treats at a pet store, that's what I would go with. Rabbits need a lot more space than most people who are new to caring for rabbits realize. So the problem is that the cages that are marketed for rabbits that you'll see online, like this is a rabbit cage, they're actually not a good size for rabbits most of the time. Like 90% of those cages should not get, they are much too small. So you really need to think of getting a bigger space for your rabbit. I do have a number of videos going over this topic, so you can check those out for more specific information. But I recommend getting an exercise pen, a pet exercise pen, rather than a rabbit cage. You will probably find these in the dog section of the pet store rather than the small animal section. But you of course also want to think about exercise time for your rabbit. So rabbits are very active creatures. They were built to be able to run around, so in order to maintain their health, they really do need to get exercise on a daily basis. So this means you need to give them a number of hours every day, just letting them out to exercise in an even larger space. I recommend whenever you're home that you let your rabbit out of their enclosure, and then they can spend time with you while you're home. Don't relegate it to just like 1 hour a day your rabbit gets out. Make sure that they get more time than that, because rabbits are like sprinters and not long distance runners, so they'll be really active for like 15 minutes, but then they'll rest for a while, and then they'll be really active, and then they'll rest for a while. So if you only let them out for an hour a day, that means they're only going to get like 15 minutes to half an hour of actual exercise time. So you really do need to give them more time, and the way to do that easily is to kind of integrate your rabbit into your lifestyle. So this means that anytime you're at your home and you have the ability to supervise them, you let them out, they can hang out with you and wander around the room. And this way, you can both have a better relationship with your rabbit because they're spending more time with you, and also make sure that they get the exercise that they need. Now, when thinking of letting your rabbit out, you also need to make sure you think about rabbit-proofing the space. So rabbits are chewers and they're diggers, and so they're going to chew into a lot of different types of things, and they're going to try to dig into some, like might try to dig into your carpet. So you're going to need to take the time to go through your home and rabbit proof it before you can really let your rabbit wander without a significant amount of supervision. The things that you want to pay attention to most are going to be wires, because rabbits are notorious for biting into wires, and you don't want them to like ruin all of your chargers, but you also don't want them to get electrocuted. So do what you can to keep your wires out of your rabbit's reach. Any that cannot be completely removed from your rabbit's reach should be covered. So you can cover it with this split loom wire tubing, which is just this plastic cover for your wires. It makes it less likely your rabbit will go after them because they don't usually chew on thicker tubes. But it also means if your rabbit chews into it, they're probably not going to get the wire. There is a lot more I could go over about rabbit proofing, so I do have a video you can check out all about that, but the wires are definitely the most important thing to pay attention to. But other things that you're going to need to pay attention to are baseboards, carpets, because rabbit will try to dig into them, and any kind of like wooden furniture or furniture that you don't want your rabbit to chew on. I do recommend checking out that video so that you can thoroughly rabbit proof your room and you won't have to worry about your new little bunny destroying everything that you own. And then the last piece of advice I have for you is to really make your rabbit part of your family, make your rabbit part of your life. Instead of thinking of them as like a cage pet where you relegate them to a corner of the room and then maybe every once in a while you will let them out to play with you, I encourage you to really think of them as a companion pet. Think of them more like we, as a society, think of cats and dogs. We think of them as pets that can hang out with us during the day, or pets that can, wander the home, and like maybe they have their little nooks and crannies where they like to sleep. or sometimes they'll like to hop up on the couch and watch TV with us. Think of them as that kind of pet instead, because rabbits are actually very social animals and they very much enjoy social interaction with other beings. In fact, without enough socialization, many pet rabbits end up getting depressed because they really do need that in their life. So try to make sure that you can give your rabbit enough attention, let them out, let them explore with you, let them socialize with you. Even if it's just like you sit on the floor and pet them. Something like that is something that can do a lot to brighten a rabbit's day. And eventually, maybe you can even think about getting a second rabbit, because that's also something that is really great for a rabbit's mental health overall, because having another rabbit in the home means even more socialization. And since rabbits are such social creatures, that really is something that is good for rabbits. If you want more information about rabbits and how to make sure that you're taking great care of your rabbits, I do recommend checking out my mailing list. When you first sign up, I will send you this free mini e-booklet so that you can have all of the basics in one place. It'll teach you things like how to make sure you're giving your rabbit a good diet. It'll teach you how to litter train your rabbit and how to rabbit proof. It'll include everything like that. And then I'll also send you my bi-monthly newsletter so that you can get all of the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years by living with rabbits and volunteering with rabbits, so that you can have all of the information that you need. And thank you so much for watching. I do hope that we will see you next time.